So obviously I've heard comments about things with continuity and narrative in this, and actually things like, you know, when you sing on your own in the car, if you had more of that, then that's something that's used in music videos quite often, is that whatever the scene was where you were with that person with their friends, when they're actually singing to the camera, they're actually on their own. So you could do that if you had more of those scenes to slot in.
So you don't think there
so
should
you
be
could go back to that throughout, and that would be okay.
Shouldn't there be people in the car though? Or?
So in music videos, you can have that car scene where stuff is going on, narrative, but then you can also have the person singing to the camera, which she is, which lip syncing, and that's when she's sat in the car on her own. Yeah, like almost like a soliloquy in like a Shakespeare play or something like that, where it's a piece to just the audience, whatever else is going on, but that's a piece to just the audience. So that, I wasn't too worried about that, to be honest. I get the narrative up until the point where something, you know, where she's supposed to have some sort of consequence at the end, or it's supposed to be, you know, it basically goes stroppy, rebellious, the end. And there isn't anything at the end at the moment, because it doesn't get dark enough, and if you want consequences, then she has to be being sick somewhere, or she has to be like somewhere sat in an alley with it. Yeah, but all she does is go to sleep in a lovely field for a bit, and it's not dark enough, and it's not, if you're going to show consequences, you've got to show the really horrible side, that you could get, you know, just left somewhere where your mates all golf and you're left drunk in an alleyway, or you're sick in the toilet somewhere and they have to come and get, like, they look like in that nightclub, you're looking for her and she's like up the side of the toilet, like can't do anything. There's, you know, if you're going to make that a dissension into sort of darkness and consequence, and actually this is, you know, some sort of moral tale, then that's, you have to make it really dark, like. So
is it just, it's the end bit that we need to?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of, because you were saying as you were going along, we're going to change this, and they were the bits that I would probably have said yes, you need to change, so that's fine. But I feel like if you want to have consequences to it, then it needs to have consequences. If you don't, you need to end it a slightly different way. It can be a big F you at everybody, I'm rebellious, and what? You only live once, and it's all of that, and that's also fine. To take the narrative that way, and to just have like you at the end in that, like a full piece at camera being like, what, I'm fine, also great. You need to decide which way your narrative is going.
Okay.
Because you've got beautiful shots in there, and you've got lovely ideas in there. They don't all quite fit together, and it you know that story arc that we used to talk about. You used to have the start of a story, and then it would go up to some sort of disruption, and then they would recognise what it was and they would fix it. Well, it just goes disruption the whole way through, okay? And so it doesn't go anywhere with it.
Okay.
So you need to decide what you want to happen. Does it need to be a consequential thing at the end? Which, like, sometimes music videos do have that, and they are a bit of a moral story, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's about, hey, do what I please. I'll go out and, you know, drink and take drugs or whatever, and it doesn't have to have a moral ending. But you need to choose which way you want it to go. I think there should be a consequence.
Because that was our original idea, that she overdosed.
Yeah, that's fine. But if she's going to overdose, she's got to do more than take a pill and lie down in a field.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Okay, fine. So basically it's the ending.
And stuff.
The one and banana?
No, she just deleted like quite a few bits.
Because there was just people dancing, and that just had no significance in
the only way that nightclub scene has got significance is if you're going to, because what's quite good with the dancing is you can easily tip that into then
that could be like
going a bit out of control, like dancing about, staggering around a bit, and then
ending up on like the street
sat somewhere, or
I think I should end up in an alleyway, just like holding a bottle, just you know.
Or make sure it's a bottle that you would get in a nightclub, not a bottle of wine or whatever, because you'd have been in that, and you were drinking a champagne. So that's the only problem there. So you've got to think about continuity with that. You can still do drunk without necessarily a drunk thing, because if it's the same dress and it shows it's the continuity from the nightclub, then they'll still know that that's that night, but you're just in a state somewhere. Were you on your own in the nightclub?
No, with me.
Right. Did we see you?
No.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking if you've got...
There's no one that's been in our video was in the nightclub.
It was literally just me.
Yeah. Isn't there some other people that
but
we
if you're
filmed
going to have to
not?
reshoot, or if you're going to have to shoot a bit more or whatever, I don't know what you're going to do. Don't know. So you either take that and replace it with something, or you go and reshoot a bit more in there.
See, that's the thing, because I'm not 18 yet, neither is Chloe. And okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to get in again, basically.
How did you get in last time?
I borrowed someone's ID, but she won't give it to me again.
We can cut this one out.
Yeah.